What's happening, guys? It's your brother Quest Thorough, and I'm jumping on, man, to give you guys some background about my song Anonymous. It's story time. So listen, back in 2018, my brother Chris Kardiac, our relationship was just coming together, and we were trying to build something. And he reached out to me and he said, "Listen, I got my equipment with me. Are you in the mood to record?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it." And he told me, "Listen, I got somebody in the whip with me, and are you comfortable with me bringing this individual over?" I didn't know who the person at the time, but I trusted Cardi, so I said, "Yeah, bring him through." So Cardi shows up with none other than my now brother, my mellow, my ace, Mr. Brian Brown, aka I Glow, aka Glow Pan. We gelled. It just clicked. It worked. But anyway, Cardi comes into the crib. He sets up his equipment at my dining room table. Now, at this time, I was living in the projects, and the way these apartments are set up, your living room and your dining room is all one unit. It's just one big massive room. So you've got my kids watching TV, and the only thing that separated the dining room area or the dining table from the living room or the living room set was the sofa, right? So my kids over here on the sofa, I got my dining table over here towards the right, and we're setting everything up. So I had to tell the kids to go upstairs and try to get them to be as quiet as possible. And for those who don't know, I have 7 children, so you can only imagine how challenging it is to get 7 children to be quiet. But anyway, we set everything up, and we began recording. We laid out about 2 songs before Anonymous, and then when I got to Anonymous, I did my 2 verses, and there was space for a 3rd verse, which I intended on writing. I just hadn't done so yet. And Glow actually offered to jump on the record, and I was blown away by that. Listen, I didn't know who he was, but I had heard his music, and I was an instant fan. So to have somebody of his caliber be willing to jump on a record for someone like myself who was literally just getting started, it said a lot about him, said a lot about his character. And it's one of the main reasons why he and I are good friends to this day. He took a chance on me, and I appreciate him for that. It was a blessing, absolute blessing. So we recorded the song, and Kardiac at the time did all his own mixing and mastering. And he was up and coming with it. It wasn't like he was the best to ever do it, but he was decent. And to be honest, I had just gone from voice memo recordings and karaoke machine recordings to having somebody actually engineer my music. So a step up was a step up, and I was very grateful for that. Honestly, super content. Heard the record and lost my mind. I was like, wow. You got a vision of what you want something to sound like in your head, or how you expect it to sound like in your head. But it's always special when somebody's able to kind of bring that vision to life. And I felt like he captured it, and he was able to do that. So we kind of just tucked it in the archives and left it there and just kept on pushing. And then I remember getting invited to an event. This event was called Holy Smoke Hangout. And I should say is called Holy Smoke Hangout because it still exists. So, and basically what Holy Smoke Hangout is, it's like an open mic for Christians, right? It's a Christian platform that is being utilized to bring the people in. And when I say bring the people, anyone, saved and unsaved alike, within the neighborhood or the surrounding neighborhoods. They feed them, they give them drink, they minister to them through music and whatever other giftings are being showcased. And then there's usually a word. There's usually a minister of some sort that gets up and delivers a word, and the opportunity for salvation is presented as well. And they did it every second. It was either every first or every second Friday of the month. But anyway, we were invited to do this event, and I saw that as an opportunity to see what it would feel like and what it would be like to minister anonymous. So I reached out to Glow and to find out if he was available. He said yes. So we went there, squatted up, man. The whole Mavericks movement was there. So you had my brother DJ Reddy in the building. You had my man Louis, LVXL, the director, there with his camera. His queen, Dez, was there. Of course, Chris Kardiac was in the building. Who else? Derek Barreto was in the building. My man Michael Stackhouse was in the building. Mike was actually one of the partners who ran Holy Smoke Hangout, but he was definitely in the building. And then of course, myself and iGlow. And then, you know, my family was there, my wife, my kids. It was an experience and a half. And rather than me keep talking about it, why don't you guys check it out?
God giving all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God giving all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I'm unremarkable, yes, I've been fearful and wonderfully made. I'm just one particle, God got an arsenal, earth full of people He chose to create. How can the created eclipse the creator? Which is a Satan that made that mistake. I won't do the same, I will lift up the name of the one who was slain and arranged for my sake. Is this if a cake or the gain or the riot? I want the world to know who lives inside of me. Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews, Son of Jehovah, the Savior and Majesty. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with Christ getting all of the glory and knowledge. And I don't compare to Him, pale in comparison to His incredible glory and prominence. Glory and prominence, I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, ain't I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, ain't I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I ain't got time to be trying to be somebody I'm not. I am not trying to be hot. I don't make moves for the guac. Yeshua's the reason I rock. Not kicking the back, steaming the pot. I'm on my fifth like a fox. I set it off for my pops. Believe it or not, I do this for hustlers, hustling blocks. And for them customers eager to drop all that they got so they body can rock. I see that they feeding, I give them the rock. I'm unashamed, so right on the spot. Your boys are deceiving, they're feeding the flock. I'm on my J.O.B. until I drop. Until He says come with me, I will not stop. Until He says come with me, I will not stop. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it.
I shine like you polished me, so you gotta acknowledge me. I know y'all can see, I never got me a college degree, but tapped into a knowledge can be. See, wisdom is key when you find a lock. The Lord's at the door, do you hear the knock? If you don't want sheep, he'll lead the flock. And it ain't about work, so you want a clock, so lean on the rock. People want to know what happened, man. I tell them I'm bloodborne, it's my pathogen. I'm on the Lord's team now, so of course I win. No more for a friend to sin. God moving my life, man, I'm all for it. Love, safe, fly, blessed, I'm all for it. Life's rough, I'm still swinging, I'm all for it. Niggas still eat racks, Lord, I'm all for it.
I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you.
So as you guys can see, I was definitely wet behind the ears, brand spanking new to ministering rap music. So and it showed. You could see how uncomfortable I was, how awkward the situation was. But I gotta be honest, the way that I felt when it was over, it was an amazing feeling, because I did it, right? I felt the fear, and I went forward anyway. And although the performance might not look like much, it was everything for me, because that kind of set the stage for what was to come next, right? So I was grateful for that opportunity, and you know, I've had the privilege and the honor of ministering at that Holy Smokes platform quite a few times since then. but that was the very first, and I'm so grateful to them for giving me that opportunity. And we've established an amazing relationship as well, and it stemmed from that moment in time. So definitely grateful for that. So now we're moving forward. I've had this performance, and I was pleasantly surprised at the response of the people that were in the room. And so there was a few people that approached me that evening after the performance and said, hey, where can I find the song? And that's when I realized, like, okay, I need to release this record. And so I set up a DistroKid account and took a screenshot photo of myself, and then used my iPhone to kind of jazz it up a little bit, as much as I possibly could. And I uploaded that as the cover, and sent it up there to be released. So I believe it was April 25th, 2019, the original version of Anonymous went live. I gotta be honest, when I uploaded this record, I was beyond terrified. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm doing my DistroKid thing for the very first time. Not even sure if I was doing everything right, but I went for it. And when I finished, DistroKid gives you a confirmation to let you know that your upload is up, it's ready. You've been successful in putting your song up. And then I saw the option to take it down, and I wrestled with it. I really did. Like, I had just put it up, and immediately I wanted to take it down because I was so scared. I'm like, oh my God, people are gonna hate this record. And my beautiful wife, my queen, Soledad Abner, I love you, baby. She encouraged me, and she was just like, listen, no, leave it up. This is your dream. This is what God has called you to, and it's time for you to stop allowing fear to get in the way. So leave it up. And I did. I left it up. And so here the 25th hits. It's midnight, and I think I noticed that there was maybe 1 or 2 downloads or something like that, or a stream. I know I checked it, and there wasn't much happening. So I'm just like, nobody likes it. And, of course, my queen again, babe, it's midnight. I'm like, all right. So I waited until about 8:30, 9 o'clock that morning. And try not to get emotional, because it is an emotional thing for me. But people showed love. Facebook. I don't even remember if I was on Instagram at the time. I think I was just on Facebook at that time. But yeah, Facebook was lit up. Like, people were responding to the record. And it meant the world to me, because I was so terrified to put the record out. So to see that people were actually engaging and enjoying this record, it was like a sense of relief. And it was like, wow, okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do this. And that like sparked some, I don't know, it lit a fire in me. It definitely encouraged me. And so I was like, we've gone this far. Let's see how much further we can go with this record. And so there's a platform that many know. It's called Critique Fridays. It's in association with Rapzilla, and it's ran by On Beat. On Beat is a major CHH producer. He's a beast at what he does. I have the utmost respect for this man's gifting, for his talent, and for what he brings to the table. And it's a premier platform. Basically the way it works, if they critique your music, obviously, and if it ends up being something that he approves of and likes, it makes it onto a Rapzilla playlist. And Rapzilla at that time, and maybe even now, because I haven't done my homework since then, but I know at that time they were like the premier platform for all things Christian hip hop. Like they were it. So, you know, to get mentioned or to get good reviews on that kind of a platform would definitely be a good look for any up and coming artist, Christian artist in the game. So I sent Anonymous to his platform, and he let me have it. He ripped into that song. He ate it up, man. Like, and I'm not in a good way. Matter of fact, rather than me keep talking about it, I'll let you guys check it out. There it is.
I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise ya. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, fame I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise ya. I'm unremarkable, yes, I've been fearful and wonderfully made. I'm just one particle, God got an arsenal, earth full of people he chose to create. How can the created eclipse the creator? Lucifer, Satan that made that mistake. I won't do the same, I will lift up the name of the one who was slain and erased for my sake. This isn't for cake, gotta gain notoriety. I want the world to know who lives inside of me. Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews, Son of Jehovah, the Savior in majesty. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with Christ getting all of the glory, acknowledge him. I don't compare to him.
I gotta be real. Alright, so I can't keep going because right out the back, the vocals need to be mixed better. Like your vocals were completely high and the beat was really, really low, so I couldn't even hear the snare hit. So that's the big thing. Second thing is like the beat production is not really good. The melody was okay, but when it came in, it had some like sawed type of bass that did not like sit well. It sounded like some radioactive type, I don't even know, production. Yeah, I like the piano, like the reverse piano into the main piano. Like I like that. I think that could have been saved. But yeah, that I wasn't for that track. I think you could rap though. Definitely think you can rap, but I think you need better engineering and better production. So I'm gonna give you a 4 for that track. But I do believe that you have potential in rapping. Definitely believe you can rap. Just better production, better engineering. Bro.
So there you go. That was On Beat critiquing my first ever single, Anonymous, featuring my brother Aglo. He didn't even get past my first verse. And that was heart-wrenching because my favorite verse on that record is Aglo's verse. And I'm not just saying that, just, you know, because it sounds good or the noble thing to say. It's honest to God truth. I loved Glow's verse, and I knew if he can get through the whole song and got to Glow's verse, it was out of here. It was gone. You know what I mean? Like, we were in there. We were going to make it. But he didn't even get past my first verse, so it was very discouraging at the time because I'm watching this thing live as it's transpiring and my heart's dropping. You got to remember, anxiety, fear has always been a thing of mine, and it's what's kept me from going any further than I've gone, you know, at that point. So to hear someone of his caliber tear the song apart and not even given an opportunity to hear it all the way through, it was just like, wow, I guess I'm not good enough for this. And that's how I felt. At that point, I felt defeated, extremely discouraged. So I took the song down and I put up a post, and I kind of just told the people that had supported the record that, you know, it needed work, you know. And because it needed work, I've pulled it down. I'm gonna do my due diligence and get it mixed, mastered, and done up properly, and that the song would be back, you know, better. And that was 2019. Went through a series of different versions and changes and producers, and I found a producer slash brother that I feel like resurrected the record. So big shout out to my brother Chris Val, aka Reveal Music. Because once we connected, it was just like, wow, this is the guy, you know. And I didn't mention, the original version of Anonymous was produced, the beat was produced by my brother, William Acosta Jr., aka Sounds 08. And it was a phenomenal beat, I had been sitting on that beat for years. It was old, like very old. I think he made the beat in like 2008 or 2009. So I've been sitting on it for a minute. So you figure I didn't do anything with it until 2018. And so it was dated. And so there was things that needed to be fixed, things that needed to be done that Will didn't have the time to do. Busy man's got children, has a life, and music wasn't his priority. And so I understood that, and he gave me the green light to go ahead and find a different producer to see if they can fix the record. So fast forward, I meet Chris Val, who at the time was Chris Kardiac's producer, and we clicked. We definitely clicked on so many levels. You know, music might have been what brought us together, but I promise you that is not why we are still brothers to this day. The bond is legit. But anyway, he got a hold of the record, and he reproduced it, and his version was special, you know, absolutely special. And he believed in me so much that he was willing to invest in me. You know, he put his own money up to get me into a legit studio, which was crazy to me. An amazing experience. Cooking with that new Anonymous is coming. Yeah. I don't want to be known. Yeah. I don't want to be seen. No. I don't want to be known. This ain't about me. Kardiac.
I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, ain't I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I'll be anonymous, I got no problem with God getting all the acknowledgement. Fame I don't bother with, ain't I abolish it. I rock for Jesus, I promise you. I ain't got time to be trying to be something I'm not.
Crazy. You know, this is my producer, this is the guy who I'm supposed to pay. And he took it upon himself to invest in me and sow into me. You know, you can't fail people like that, right? When you've got people that believe in you and are willing to go the distance for you, how dare you consider not giving it your all and going forward with what you need to go forward with? Like, how dare you, right? Like, and it wasn't just him. You know, there's some unsung heroes from behind the scenes that people don't know about that have really put their heart and soul into what I do, because they believe in what God has called me to. You know, my wife, my children, Victor and Janita Hayes, my family, you know, my brothers, all my sisters. Like, there's countless individuals that have invested their time, resource, everything to help me get to where they all believe God wants me to go. So I'm grateful. I rewrote Anonymous. Glow wasn't in a position where he can get on this version, and I understood. He had a lot going on in his life at the time. So, you know, new baby, all that good stuff, you know. So I understood that. So Kardiac jumped on this version, and he blessed it. It was perfect. And we sat on it for a little bit because of what I went through the first time. This one had to be right. It had to be right. We sent it out to get mastered. I was happy, but I wasn't excited. So then we paid another individual to master it and do some post work. I was excited, but I wasn't happy. So yeah, it went through a lot. It went through a series of different things. And then finally, we ended up going with the individual that mixed and mastered it the first time. Because it was a perfect mix. There was nothing wrong with the mix. I just, because of what I went through the first time, the very first time, I should say, I just didn't want to put out something that was mediocre, right? And not that this was mediocre. It just was me. I couldn't get out of my head. And finally, after letting family and friends listen to the record, and like I said, it was circulated a lot, and a lot of people had a chance to put their ears on it. And so to a lot of people, they thought the record was out because, like I said, I've been letting family and friends and people within my circle hear the record for years. So finally, I decided, like, you know what, it's time. It's time to put this record out. It's time to stop sitting on it and being afraid. I reached out to a slew of individuals, people that have shown love and supported me since day one. And told them, look, I'm about to shoot a video for the Anonymous record. And here's the crazy part. In preparation for shooting the video, my brother Victor Hayes, who is the owner of Eyes on You clothing, and also the man who designs the majority of the clothes for Mavericks Movement apparel. He designed an anonymous collection, as you can see. And I had this idea. I said it would be amazing if we can have like an army of masked individuals in anonymous attire for the video. So I reached out to everybody, and I asked everybody not only if it would be all right, if they would be willing to be in the video, but would you be willing to purchase the gear so that I can bring this vision to life? And I knew what I was asking. It was a big ask, because not only am I asking you to be in my video, which I'm not paying you for, I'm asking you to pay for clothes to be in my video. I didn't have a big budget. The finances weren't there. We do drop shipping, so there isn't a massive amount of clothes just hanging around at the crib that I can hand out and say, hey, here you go. So I knew what I was asking, and I knew it was a big ask. And let me tell you something. The day of the shoot, when I saw that army of individuals show up with their anonymous attire on, I bawled. So we out here shooting the Anonymous video. And y'all can see, I got my soldiers. We all lined up, Anonymous ready. The ladies over here. Man, this is crazy. This is gonna be special. Yo, I'm overwhelmed. Everybody came out and showed up for your boy.
I mean, you got everything.
LVXL, doing what he does best. Ken Connects in the building. I bawled, because I understood what was going on, man. These people showed up to support what I was doing, to support the vision. It was by far my best video to date, and not just because of how it was shot and what it looked like. It was the experience, the total package, just being surrounded by so many people that were there to show love and support and went the extra mile. It was just like, wow, look at this. Look at God. This is right. This is right. And shout out to Louis, LVXL, the director. He knocked this video out the park. It's everything that I imagined it to be. He heard everything I had to say in regards to what I wanted, and he brought it to life. And add a little extra flair, put a little extra umph on it too that I didn't know or didn't ask for, but it was needed, and it elevated the video. So the video's done, the song's done. I was sitting on the video for months, and it was like, dude, what are you waiting for? You've got everything you need. The song is ready. The video is ready. There's no more excuses. Put the song out. So, as of May 13th, 2022, at midnight, Anonymous. It's not a remix. I guess you could call it a redo. But Anonymous, featuring my brother Chris Kardiac, will be released. You're gonna get the video and the song simultaneously. I pray that it blesses everyone who gets a chance to watch and listen to it. And I'm asking that if you enjoy it, please share it. And not because I'm trying to get streams up and numbers up. I truly believe, just like the word of God itself, that what we do, and when I say we, I'm talking about Christian artists, when we're writing, I believe that what we're writing is inspired by the Holy Spirit. And I believe that it is meant to be heard. Hearing comes, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. My music, and just like the music of my brothers in the faith, my brothers in arms that I'm on the front lines with, is flooded with the word. And I want as many people to hear this message as possible. The premise or the idea of the song is, look, I'll be anonymous. It's not about me. I'll do everything I'm supposed to do and make sure that every time I'm pointing someone towards the cross. I want God to get the glory. And that's pretty much the idea of the song. So God bless you guys. Thank you for all of your support over the years. And we're gonna keep rocking. I'm not done. I'm just getting started. So stay tuned.